We're leaving Cape May today. It is about 10:30 right now. We have to get off the marina by 11, but we were trying to not to leave till noon, so we're going to take the Cape May Canal very slowly today. General rule of thumb for Delaware Bay is that if you can use the Cape May Canal, you want to leave Cape May at low tide. If you can't use the Cape May Canal, then you will want to leave like 2-ish hours before low tide. The reason that you may not be able to get through the Cape May Canal is if you have an air draft above 55 feet. There is a fixed bridge on the Cape May Canal that has an air draft of 55 feet. So we are well below that. We're going to sneak right through. We don't have to go out and around. So we are going to try to leave here as close to low tide as we can. That is about noontime, but we're going to have to be off the dock by 11. So not a huge deal. The reason for the timing is because the Delaware Bay has a ton of current, especially the current coming down the bay. So from the top of the bay down, because there's river current coming from the top as well, not just tidal current. Really important to plan that, especially in a slow moving vessel. Nice thing though is that when you're going from Cape May to the C&D is that you basically can time it so that you have the current in your favor the entire way, because as you go up the bay, the current is switching with you, versus when you come down from the C&D to Cape May, you are never going to be able to, in a slow moving vessel like ours, you're going to have adverse current at some point in time. Hopefully today we'll be lucky and get with us current the entire way up and through the canal, which is awesome. We've picked a very mild weather window for the Delaware Bay. It's not really a body of water that you want to mess around in. It's very shallow. There is a lot of current. And if you get those situations where you end up with wind versus current, you are going to be pretty miserable pretty quickly. It is very known for very steep square seas that are extremely uncomfortable regardless of the size of your boat. I've heard people with like 50-foot boats that were like in tears in the Delaware Bay. It has a reputation for just not being a lot of fun. We purposely picked a mild window just so that we don't have to deal with it. Today we're going to run 2 chart plotters for the Cape May Canal. That's because there's a couple really shallow spots in the Cape May Canal, and Aquamaps gives us the option to have the Army Corps of Engineer surveys. So we've got Army Corps of Engineer surveys on one, and then our Navionics sonar chart on the other, just like we normally do on the ICW. And it's kind of weird, it's been a long time since we've had to do this, but it's up towards the ferry dock is a place that has some shoaling on a regular basis. So I don't know how old these surveys are, but at least it'll give us a little bit of a heads up. We were seeing a ton of fish activity with them splashing about on the surface, so Andy decided it was as good a time as any to set up his new fishing gear. Shockingly, he didn't catch anything. So I've been sitting and watching the current markers on Navionics here, and it looks like we are at slack like right now, which our speed over ground is also confirming. We've gained about 0.3 knots in the last 20 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer than that. I think what I'm gonna do is actually get us back up to like full cruising RPMs on the engine. There is no wind today. We've had a little bit more, but it was supposed to be out of the southwest. We're getting it out of like the east-southeast. We just can't catch a break with weather forecasts recently. Like, I'm not sure we've had a single one be correct in like weeks and weeks and weeks. It's aggravating. So we're getting pretty close to the C&D Canal, and there's a cargo ship that's ahead of us that has hailed 3 separate boats, all of which, actually 2 out of 3 had AIS, so they hailed them by name on 13 and 16, has not gotten a response from any of them. In addition, all of these boats have been in the middle of the shipping channel, and there's plenty of space to be outside the shipping channel up here. I just don't understand it. You really, really, really need to be on the ball with your VHF, like in these scenarios where you're in high commercial traffic areas. We have not seen very much traffic today. It's a Sunday here on Delaware Bay, and we've seen, I don't know, a handful of ships today. Nothing like we saw the last time we came through here. I'm always shocked. These guys have difficult jobs. They are constrained by draft. Everything about the navigation rules say that you need to be outside the channel if at all possible. And you need to be communicating with them if you're going to need to stay in the channel. So, especially if they're hailing you. So just...
Smarten up!
Smarten up, people. Smarten up. We are just passing the nuclear power plant right now, and we are well outside the channel. We're actually kind of cutting the corner. We have plenty of space to do that. We just have to watch out for research buoys because there apparently are some on the chart, but it says they're all lighted, so no big deal. We can see the C&D entrance. Current ETA is like 10:15, which is almost 2 hours earlier than we thought we were going to be, which is very exciting. We're currently doing 7.6 knots, which for us is flying. And we should have current with us all the way to Chesapeake City. And that would be the radar alarm, but I don't know why it's going off, so we probably should check that. Once in the canal, it's relatively easy to navigate at night because there are street lights on both sides. The anchor down. Andy just took the dog to shore. I think he's coming back right now. I'm so tired. Yeah. I'm gonna go to sleep just because I don't even have words anymore for how tired I am right now. It's been basically like 3 days of like basically nonstop, so